Hello, welcome back to another Recon. This is the second semi-final of the Zwift Racing League 22-23. We're still in Glasgow, and this time it's the crit circuit course. 10 laps, that's 21 segments, 1 KQOM and 1 Champions Sprint, which is going to start at kilometre 0.0. So the start is going to be super spicy. So let's get in to this week's Recon. Alright, so in this video we're going to take a look at the course and those two segments in a little bit more detail. We're going to have a chat about the best bike selection for this particular circuit, but first of all, let's take a look at these power-ups. And it's the Power 3 this time around. We've got the Feather power-up, which is going to be super useful on that Clyde kicker, that KQOM segment, which comes midway round the lap. We've got the Draft Van, which is very versatile for closing gaps, or of course, pushing, sprinting through the pack for those fastest through segments on that champion sprint. We then also have the Aero power-up to round off the 3 power-ups available. Again, really useful for maximizing the speeds in that sprint, but maybe also pushing the breakaway here as well, because I do think this is going to be a very attritional race. 30 kilometers and 2 segments is certainly going to take it out of those legs. So again, I expect riders to be all over the road, although this is a crit course. All right, in terms of bike choice, yes, it's rolling. Yes, it's a little bit lumpy, dare I say, but the most aero bike you have will be the fastest bike for this particular course. The Clyde kicker is really the only real climb in this course. That does peak out, obviously, at 9%, but it is only 300 meters long, so the aero setup. Having said that, if you do have the Zwift concept bike or the Tron bike, that's certainly what I'm going to be selecting for this course, just to give that little bit of extra support on that climb, but still the aero benefits that the Tron bike delivers. All right, just before we take a look at these Recon notes, if you've enjoyed the content so far, if you're enjoying these Recons, then why not consider giving the video a like, first of all. That really helps this video out a ton. And maybe think about subscribing to the channel as well. Just scroll down, click that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time we place a new video up online. All right, let's take a look at these Recon notes, which as always are available over on the community pages at levelvelo.cc, along with all the other course notes and all the other links to the Recon videos that we've done. Just scroll down, find the course that you want the Recon notes or the video for, and that'll take you straight to it. So as you can see on these Recon notes, I've got the distance markers for the start and the finish of each particular segment. That's the champion sprint and the Clyde kicker, including that champion sprint, which indeed is on the lead-in straight out of the pen. Right, let's get in the pens, let's get on course, and let's take a look at this course in a bit more detail. All right, so as soon as we leave the pens and get onto this tarmac road, you are basically looking straight down the road towards that first segment. Yes, indeed, the champion sprint officially is going to start in a race at kilometre 0.0. Certainly that's what we've seen in the footage so far from previous races, although you'll see in my footage it does start at 0.4. I do think it will start at 0.0. This sprint segment, it's going to be straight out of the block, straight out of the pens. The pressure is going to be on, the speed's going to be high, so make sure you get great positioning as you hit this start banner here. The sprint itself, 200 meters long, pan flat, if not a little bit negative here, so it's going to be fast. And again, the sprint is going to finish at 0.2. FAL and FTS available on this first segment, despite it being on the lead-in. Once you've gone through that sprint banner, of course, you will pick a power up there. Now, if you need to recover in closed gaps, of course, you can utilize the power up straight away here to do that, to stay in that front group, which I think is going to be essential on this particular course. It's quite flat here, and then we head towards the bridge here, which takes you under Central Station. This is where, in previous races, you have been able to pick another power up as well, so that's often going to be the case in the ZRL races. Once you've gone under this bridge, We're then at kilometre 1.3, we're going to take this right-hand turn. Almost immediately, you're going to hit the Clyde kicker. You'll see the pens coming up in the distance there. This Clyde kicker, a 2-step climb here. It's 300 metres in total. You kick up this first little bit, it flattens off over this junction, and then you've got the real kick towards that banner here, maxing out at 9%, just a couple hundred metres. The numbers are going to go red, the lactic acid's going to build, but keep pushing. Once again, FAL and FTS points available on this Clyde kicker segment. Once again, as you go through the banner, you will pick another power up. You'll head to the right and you've got a little bit of respite as you descend there. But again, just be cautious. If gaps have opened up, you're going to need to close those gaps on this little descent because it does kick up again as you take this left-hand turn. The road then does sort of descend and flatten out. And once again, we're heading back round towards that champion sprint. Still on lap 1, but for the second time of asking, we're going to be hitting this champion sprint. So at the end of lap 1, you're going to hit the champion sprint at kilometre 3.0, finishing at 3.2, and another power-up will be picked up as you go through that band. And remember, FTS points are for the whole race. That's the fastest through segment points for the whole race. But the first across the line points, the FAL, are going to be active every single lap on both of these segments. So that's it, that's the course. As I've said, this is going to be on as soon as you leave those pens. So make sure you're warmed up for this one. Make sure you go and check out the course if you haven't done so already. As I've said, there will be some additional footage following this to give you a bit more insight of those segments and that finishing sprint. Have a great week's training, enjoy the racing, and I'll see you soon in Glasgow for the semi-finals of the Zwift Racing League. Ride on.